Germany, they don't ask you. First thing they ask is, who is your psychologist? Be doctor. Who is your doctor? That means psychic doctor, means mental doctor.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, Miss. So that is and they are surprised that if you don't have a I think my psychological doctor.
Yes, yes,
If you don't have, here is a taboo that
Still it
he has
is.
some problem, the
yes.
psychic problem. There the other way also. If you don't have your problem,
Still, like it's like a family doctor concept over
Actually, they
yes,
understand about more about behavioral and emotional part of psychometry and psychology. But sometimes in India, it is confused as it is psychiatry and psychology. They are one and the same. But
yeah, that is
psychology is
another
the
problem.
normal physiology, while the psychiatry is disease or you can say pathology. So there is a vast
Hmm.
difference between psychology and psychiatry. But
Hmm.
in still आपल्या भारतामध्ये तो तबू नाही गेलेला आहे. आय मीन
Hmm.
सायकोलॉजिस्ट लागतोय तुला. So it's like, oh God.
Hmm.
there. So, sir, should we begin formally? So, with the introduction
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So,
Namaskar,
namaste.
sir.
Let me introduce Dr. Vijay Bhatkar, sir, an Indian computer scientist, IT leader, and educationalist. He is best known as the architect of India's national initiative in supercomputing, where he led the development of Param supercomputers. He is a awardee of Padma Bhushan, Padma Shri, and Maharashtra Bhushan. Currently, he is the Chancellor of Nalanda University since January 2017. Prior to that, he served as the chairman of board of governors of IIT Delhi from 2012 to 2017. And he's also a chairman of Vijnana Bharati, a non-profit organization of Indian scientists. We welcome Dr. Vijay Bhatkar sir to this wonderful series, Synapse Connecting People with Knowledge, for students, educationists, stakeholders in colleges, universities, schools to understand the aspects of various development of human potential in terms of skills, personality, and culture.
So,
Wonderful.
Vishal, actually, you have introduced the upper part of Vijay Bhatkar, sir. Now, allow me to introduce his para part. You know, his potential lies within his uh, very high energy at the level of spiritual part. He is a person, he is a Deepastambha, I can say, at the horizon of Para and Apara Vidya. If I can explain in short words, Para is the knowledge about spirituality, that is Adhyatma, and Apara, I mean, the knowledge which is called also as Avidya and which is important in our educational facility, where we can learn, earn, and we can go for our livelihood. But Vijay Bhatkar sir is standing as a Deepastambha at the horizons of Para and Apara Vidya. He takes all his energy from his Param Tattva. He understands the Param Tattva and he makes us understand into the scientific language. So,
Welcome, sir.
welcome, sir. It's a blessing of the God that we are connected. It was a very golden part of my life when I was serving with you, particularly in health sector at IIHC. And secondly, when we were discussing and doing the Tattva Charcha over Brahma Sutra, I mean, I always felt blessed whenever I'm in connection with you. So, to start with, sir, you are the only one person who understands the depths of Para and Apara Vidya. I have seen in your multiversity, uh, there is a Gita Adhyaya, 15th Adhyaya, Urdu Mula Madhashakam. You have got that complete symbol in your office also. And you are always trying to teach, make others understand the hidden potential of spirituality to others. Sometimes you do it with your lectures, with your guidance, and sometimes you just do your sadhana and the others can see that and they follow you. There are so many followers, I think in lakhs and crores who are following you, sir. That's a fact because your one speech, I think Santa Gulabrao Maharaj part, your one speech has made me understand about the Jnanoparanta Bhakti. And I still remember that potential when you explained to all others that Jnana Bhakti and Jnanoparanta Bhakti can be actually imbibed in one, and then you can explain to the others. It's called as the Adhikara. And I will never forget that, sir. So please allow me to ask you one thing. Sir, when you have invented the Param supercomputer, even though that is the highest part of Vijnana, that is science, you named it as Param. And what was your intellectual state? What was your determination? What was your sankalpa to serve the humanity in this part? Please enlighten us, sir.
Sorry. Thank you, Ruta. Thank you so much. Well, I'm very pleased to see both of you and in your new, very confident and role what you're playing, and it's so important. I think it's very important that I think we have medical technologies and we have but we have not understood the entire human personality. It's known to us, but not known to, I would say, completely known to modern medical science. That is, we call ourselves as the, and in the Vedic connotation or Vedic view, we are Panchakoshas,
Yes.
and that's that you know very well.
Yes.
And we are not looking at people in terms of those Panchakoshas. We are looking in terms of only the anatomy, physiology, disease, in that manner. So nobody thinks your holistic view, which can come only this wonderful model called Panchakosha model.
Yes, sir.
The Annamaya Kosh, which you talk about, you know,
Yes.
Pranamaya Kosh,
Yes.
the energetic sheath, Manomaya Kosh, Vijnanamaya Kosh, and Anandamaya Kosh.
Anandamaya Kosh.
And I would like that. I think what you are developing, the Brainberg, as a thing, as a perspective. Certainly, the Western perspective, there have been very well-known researchers in this field, in the giving the work. But I think the knowledge field in which we are the best is the field of, I think nobody has explored humans in this holistic view. Nobody has explored so deeply the field of mind, what is mind and its explosion,
Yes, sir.
its aberrations, its perspective, its potentials, and going the intellectual level, of course, what you call Vijnanamaya Kosh, and which you are, I think, exploring, which you are doing that kind of. And she's finally the purpose of life. I think everybody is looking for happiness, and what is that happiness? Where it exists? How it should measure? How he says that how happy he is today? That is one of the greatest frontiers of science.
It is.
That is a happy person, is a kind of thing, and we are trying to see that because all our struggle is to make ourselves happy generally, to create. And so I think today, never before, I think people are so understanding this on what is happiness, how it is to be measured, and how it is to be obtained, and where is it. So you are in that field. I think you are going into that field, and it's very important that my only perspective was that we'll also take, in addition to the Western perspective, we must have complete knowledge of the Western perspective. I think which also given tremendous scientific advancements. Also, the Indian knowledge systems of this perspective, and this must be explored, and which is an unexplored field, I would say, except for it is about the spiritual level. We are talking about the spiritual level, and so this is, I think, I congratulate that you have entered into this field, and
Thank you,
and
sir.
you have both the perspectives, because I think I know Ruta and Anu, then Vishal, you have come from that. You have been inspired in that field, and you got the gurus. You got the guru, and you got the experience of that. And so it is not. I think it is like people like you alone can take it forward because you experience it. This the inner powers that we have, which are not yet not we know, but not come in the way that you. I know human anatomy, I know human physiology, I know human mind, I know some aspects of brain, I know my thought processes, and I also know I also know the Indian perspectives, and I experienced them. And that's why I think you are that unique combination by which you can give that view, and that will create new innovations. I
Yes.
think while doing innovations, it should not be merely based on incremental advancements or only measurements aspect of this one, but also this view before the world. Because there are not many people of this kind. Swami Vivekananda is one. Of course, he saw with Ramakrishna. Um, and he actually experienced that when he asked for this, where is God? Show me. Then, and Swami, I think Ramakrishna gave that experience to him, and that transformed him.
Yes.
So this is very important. This view, and in Indian, I think the in universities we don't teach Indian psychology. I mean, I see the courses and I talk to the HODs and I also talk to the academic councils that we don't teach Indian psychology. We teach the Western psychology.
Actually.
I think that we do teach the Western psychology, and and we should cover that. So one my request should be one I think that let us also look at this is the Western perspective. This is the Eastern, not Eastern, the Indian perspective or the Vedic perspective of what we look at, and no other field has been so explored as I would say the Vedic perspective uh, on mind,
Yes, sir.
this one, and so I think we should create a framework for that, and we should create new advancements by this synthesis by bringing these two together. Though they are totally different ways. Uh, so in this context, I would like to say that in Niti Aayog, I think we say we have brought this issue of, I think we must define, India must define health, your doctors. So, but what is our Indian definition of health? From the Ayurveda perspective, from the Indian perspective, from the Vedic perspective, and we had great rishis like Charak and Shushruta and Vagbhat and all. They have given wonderful definitions of health, which nobody has given so far. Such a complete definition of health, which we are now taking into a WHO, and many people are taking into their perspective. We are talking. So this is a good development. Similarly, in psychic view, we must take that view. This is the
Yes.
Western perspective we are looking at, and also this is I think the Eastern perspectives given by our rishis, not Eastern, but the Indian perspective given by our rishis like this, and we are looking from this holistic perspective. And then now from this will emerge, from this fundamental work can emerge the perspective of how do we test a person, the mental states, mind states, and all that. I mean, which is one of the highest knowledge things I would say, because understanding mind is the next frontier. So with the brain, mind, now the issues of consciousness, mind, on the brain, so the brain-mind consciousness, these are very important issues. How can we measure them? And of course, there are perspectives that is he a happy person or is a negative person? Some big statement, and we have the traits like this. Anything, some person will look at only negatively. Anything, some people look at very positively. They'll always generate that. Both are required. I'm not saying that only one is not required. Both perspectives are required. I think science stands on also validation and invalidation, both.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Both we require.
So,
So we cannot understand.
Sir, actually,
So as a,
you explained that very precisely. So we are trying on Antakarana Panchaka. These psychometric assessments are best, even though they are expressed into the very scientific ways. But the base is Antakarana Panchaka, where we can understand the mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankara. because the very important part you explained to us, that some are taking the positive part and some are just looking at the negative part. In Bhagavad Gita also, Bhagavan Paramatma Shri Krishna has explained about Daivi Guna Lakshana and even the Asuri Sampatti. Or Samarth Ramdas has explained that you should understand the Acharya Lakshana, Sadhaka Lakshana, and even he has explained about the Lakshana of Murkha. I mean, the one who is not understanding himself completely. So, some part of our personality should be excluded, and some part of the personality should be understood, and then it should be evolved or cultivated.
Just I'll take.
You can take that perspective in your research into account.
Yes.
Not blindly, they're important. Western advances are important, but we follow that,
Yes.
and we also require what our rishis or what things have said, and how we can take things and we can advance the field in a holistic way.
Yes. Sir.
I want to say the Niti Ayog, we have told them, and I'm part of that, and I've been the chair of that also, the committee, that on the what should be India's healthcare system.
Yes.
And first thing, the healthcare must be defined in a holistic way. It is not that. And second is that we should evolve a unique and holistic system and give it to the world. I mean,
Definitely.
practice it ourselves, understand it ourselves. And fortunately, we have Ayurveda. Fortunately, we have Yoga, Ayurveda. We have all the things explored, and so they have accepted that. They are accepted that perspective, and a lot of well-known people are associated now
Yes.
to evolve in this what should be this system, healthcare system.
So for
Yeah, I think I would say the psychological dimension, which we are will be given emphasis, should be
Yes.
given emphasis.
Yes. So fortunately, sir, in that context, and you mentioned about the five sheath or the Panchakosha theory, we have begun the trials of an assessment developed on Tridosha and Triguna,
Triguna.
which is a psychological dimension again, coming out from the perennial school of Indian psychology,
Yeah,
which has got a very strong roots in Ayurveda. We were immensely helped in the research by Manas Ayurveda, a grantha by
Madhuradvaitacharya, Sri Gulabraji
Gulab
Maharaj.
Maharaj. And in that context, our entire endeavor is to understand the psychological dimensions of Tridosha, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, and also the Triguna.
Triguna.
So
Tamo,
that,
Raja and Sattva.
which can be used in the self-development and various aspects relating to the also the office work or maybe students' life into.
Very nice, very nice.
So I would like to ask you one question, sir, in that context. How has been today's youth, aware in the sense, is the, as you rightly said, the knowledge of the Eastern, or is rightly spoken about Indian knowledge systems, how has that been perpetuated in the education? You said through Niti Ayog or through the aspect relating to the education bodies. Is there any very strong implications of all these systems of education which originated in India or Indian systems? Do they have impact on today's youth?
I think it's a good positive thing, as it is not yet penetrated. So you have an opportunity to open up that. I think it's very important.
Yes, sir.
It is not even taught in the modern medical education, not modern psychiatry or even psychology in that sense. But our main crux of the, I think, core of the knowledge comes from the Triguna theory, which is the Bhagavad Gita's one full message, which comes here. Why we behave like this? Because we are born like that. It's a very basis like that. And then we can also transform ourselves from one to another. It's not that now I'm born with. So I think you see in society, people always talking negative. They can't help it. They are the genetic basis of that kind of thing.
Yes.
There is a genetic basis, or what you call त्रिगुणात्मक basis of this. कि आणि त्याला काही कारण आहे. There is a reason for that. And when once I recognize that is a personality like that. It is useful. It has some purpose, definitely. So that I say, and it can be changed. It is not a hopeless situation that you are now like that, and nothing can be done about it. You can go from one to one. There are so many stories for this. So many stories starting from Valmiki himself, starting from Vyasa himself, who I think they who have given us the highest of knowledge. So you can transform yourself, and that is the methods. Okay, now I recognize you basically tamasic personality,
Yes.
largely like this, or you are rajasic. You cannot do anything, but in the job this comes. How to place a person, what kind of job he should do, this kind of thing. He's a rajasic. You are recognized, and then he should be if to enhance or to harness his potential. I must give the kind of thing jobs in the same field.
Yes.
It can be same computer field, but he can be oriented like that. He can be in marketing, he can be in research, he can be in the other field like that. Some people say, I want to go to computers. Yes, everybody has a trade for that, different kind. Somebody is artist, computer artist, somebody is a computer architecture designer, somebody can design the chips, somebody can apply it, somebody can do many things, somebody can do healthcare. So it provides opportunity of all kinds. So everybody has an opportunity to contribute in the society. And recognizing this diversity, recognizing the diversity of not only the potential, but also the diversity.
Yes.
That if all parents want their children to be admitted to computers. But where? Where? I cannot be, for example, if I am put in the maintenance of computers, operations of computers, I mean, my contributions will be not much. But if you ask the design, if you have to consider architectures, so because I'm very oriented towards that, I may not be able to drive the car, but I can design a car. So
Yes,
understanding these different traits of the people based on the Trigunatmak theory, based on Panchakoshas, and we can design certain training programs for that. It will I think a more holistic view which will present before the world and start practicing it.
So definitely, you explained it very beautifully that one word computer has got so many facets into it. I mean, if you undergo this path, there are different specificities. But again, I will repeat the same thing. When you have designed the Param supercomputer, at that time, I think your Panchakosha at your Manomay Kosh and Pranamay Kosh and Vijnanmay Kosh must be vibrating at a very high level. So
What was that experience?
I mean, what was that experience? So many young students are like thinking about research, but they don't understand that only knowledge will not help them. The ekagrata or focusing or the devotion, so many sacrifices you have done in your life. I know that. They don't understand that part of values. So to make them understand, sir, what is your message?
My message is that one thing I would say, one of course, which has been across, that you must get a get a right guru. The guru need not be a person.
Yes, yes,
Need not be a person. Guru can be your books.
yes,
Guru can be also the experiment. Guru can. It is because guru is you are creating yourself, your own form.
yes.
Out. It can be, of course, the blessing can be that you come in contact with some. And what we have seen is that if you are ardent desire to have guru, to get knowledge, the guru appears before you in some form or the other.
Yes, it is very true.
Some form or the other, he comes to you. It can be a net like this. It can be a video lecture, YouTube lecture. It can be so. Guru can be in variety of form. It depends upon what level you are in. So my only thing is that that is very important. Second thing is that some shraddha is required.
Yes.
Some deep shraddha is required. What is it? Shraddha mana labate jnanam. You can't get true knowledge without shraddha. I could have never got this knowledge. I'm an avid reader. I keep on reading and observing. But without Guru Sakri Maharaj and the Namma, I could have never got this knowledge. So to that depth, to that real understanding. So we miss that aspect, which is the Indian perspective. So we always looked at that is not important. You can go to any university and any, you know, you can obtain that, you can purchase that knowledge, you can do that in the Indian perspective is not so. In the Gurukul system, you first understood the traits of that person. The
Exactly.
Guru did not provide the same knowledge to everybody.
No.
Sometimes the young princess will come and they will be asked to cut the trees or forest or those kind of things. And sometimes somebody Adivashi boy has come for this one, he will be given some intellectual task. Amma also does this kind of thing. Many of the things people who become the Sishyas from IITs and many of the people, she sends him to the Goshala.
Yes.
Whereas some person who is just trying to study something or some like that, she sends him to the library. So Guru recognizes, I think what you are trying to do is that the most important guidance the parents want is that most important guidance is that where he should be, he flower his
No.
ability. So in that sense, you have to play the role of Guru to recognizing the potential of every person is potentially divine. That's what Swami Vivekananda says.
Yes.
We cannot recognize that no, kuch kaam ka nahi hai, this fellow is useless. No, nobody is useless.
Nobody.
Everybody is born with a great talent.
Very
Not great, I would say, innate talent.
innate talent.
Innate talent. I'm born with some innate talent. And I must, if I recognize what that talent is, what my real talent is, if the parents can recognize, if my teachers can recognize, but the great illusion Maya is that you will never understand what your talents are. And you will try to always imitate somebody else, which you cannot do anything much about it, this one. And most people in our organization struggle to find that kind of thing, that they feel that they are misfit in the role what we are given to them. So it will be great service to our corporate world or the companies to recognizing this talent,
So,
recognize that talent and helping them doing that.
so I can sum it up in the words of Swami Vivekananda. Education is the manifestation of the excellence already present within.
Yeah, that's a very grand statement.
Yes.
Swami Vivekananda came with it.
Yeah.
That there is always perfection already because you are that. I think that is a Vedic Mahavakya itself.
Yes.
And education is that you are educing. The word is from education. It's called educing. We are actually drawing from you.
Correct.
Correct.
So it is already within you. You're already within you, and which is a fact. I think with a scientific experiment I demonstrated, I said that the knowledge is already within us.
Correct.
Otherwise, you cannot function in this world.
Very true, sir. So this
And
message
the
is very
mistake which we did, the mistake which we did, do is that this person is useless.
This should not be.
In the way that he is not good for that task,
So,
that you are not found out.
so the endeavor of knowing oneself is to not only know your attributes, which we call as sadguna, but also
Yes.
understand what is not useful. So I would say in the process of shikshan or education, the shishya is defined as its root comes from the word shesha. So what is remaining, what is left out of the education imparted by the guru, what is left with the student or the shishya in this case is already there. So it's just that unwanted part was removed. So in that context, do you see, sir, that knowing oneself through the, say, career guidance related assessments or say employability related assessments, the traits we identify, the introspection that we do with self analysis, this is one of the first step towards that journey?
So actually,
Surely, I think any doctor or Ayurveda Vaidya is trying to diagnose you, that he must have that kind of knowledge,
Correct.
that kind of profound knowledge, and also understands that is so profound that we can assess only part of it or some glimpse of it. But for Abhyas, I think one can know more and more. So one thing is that. Second thing is that how do I counsel? Suppose I say that you don't have this perspective. I counsel him to make it to the higher level,
Okay.
what he can do, a higher level. At the same time, recognizing that I cannot know everything. My knowledge is, so I'm also experimenting. The teacher also is experiment learning, and Shishya is also learning.
Yes.
So once we take that perspective,
Sana
I
punaktu
think,
nana bhavatu.
ah, so yes, but I think there is so much to understand, particularly this perspective.
Yeah. So, fortunately, sir, on the same guidelines, we have started a helpline to help students and maybe employees, which is a free helpline by the name HitGuz. The conversation. Yeah. So HitGuz helps professionals as well as students to 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 help with the conversation which usually they do not get in the troubling times or challenging times of theirs, which is relating to the counseling aspect. So you mentioned it rightly. One part is assessing, the other part is what counseling we provide to the user or maybe the employee or maybe the student. And this has been the bedrock of Brainberg as well to complete the entire cycle of what we start. It's not only with investigation or self-introspection, but close the loop with some kind of management or intervention. Yes.
So, sir, actually, this is where you stand as a Deepastamba for others. That in Apara Vidya, that is in educational field, one should inculcate the ethics, morals, and all our Bharatiya Tattva values into our educational field, so that the Paravidya is actually involved in Apara Vidya. So that will help the complete development of personality, understanding their abilities, knowing their passions, matching these both, and evolving as human being. So can you throw some light on that? Because nowadays, not only good education and gold medal part is important, but the loyalty where they are working, the values, actual leadership part, these are the requirements of our society now. I mean,
Yeah.
असं म्हणतात
I
की
mean, I would say that when I study, though, there are very intelligent people. I think what is called common high intelligence, which we recognize in terms of exam scores, in terms of IQ tests, in terms of. But many times when you see that people, that's why I say the people, very high intelligent people, not necessarily have been very useful people in an organizational context. If I look at also India's development program, say Dr. Abdul Kalam or many people like that, they're not very highly in that test, psychometric or intelligent metric tests. But they had some attitudes, they had some frameworks. It's how reliable that person is more important.
yes,
How his ability to interface with others and many other things which you want to bring out. And that's why if you see the organization leaders have not been necessarily very intelligent people in that sense. How many pass, how many things, how many gold medals I have. I mean, they are individual accomplishment, no doubt. But in the sense of organization development, their contribution has been in the national development, the world development, their contribution has been little, not much. But whereas the parents' focus, or our focus is that I want this guy to be the topper. Topper is only one attribute in a particular test.
yes.
So that we have to understand. Listen, I mean, we must bring out to the parents because you are interfacing with the parents, you are working with organization leaders that no, look at this policy. For example, in Tata, I've been working, they don't admire your only mirror, your this one. They look at you, how you function, how your attitudes, how you interface with people, many things they see, and they see over a period of time. Suddenly, you don't get a judgment. No, this is a great guy, like that kind of things. They see, and then they bring them in a so that Tatas have been more stable organization in that sense. They will continuously evolving, not getting impressed with one trait or other things like that, just like that. So I feel there is a need for that, and we have to bring out to the parents that not just exam marks are important. This one, not your interview alone is important. This one, many people impress you very well in interviews by the standard questions, studying books, and what like that. But when you actually start working with them, perhaps you realize no, this is not meant for this really. So I think this kind of advice can be very important. Finally, I would say that we have so many young people now. We have the largest population of the world, the largest young population of the world. Only thing is that we have generally we are uh, in the square hole or the round hole, we have square pegs. So, so, and this is a part of my illusion which is created. That's why life becomes interesting. This kind of thing.
Absolutely.
And so you try to bring out the best, things like that. And people are always giving hope. Suddenly people talk about today. Somebody started talking to me now that now I find that I'm not really just now. Then back, I'm not so useful now. Why to exist now? And I would like to. Many people are in that mode.
There.
That I'm asking, this is not there. I don't pass this kind of thing. What is the use? And then I commit suicide. I think that tendency is for every country. Japan has strong tendency of this. Also, not only your Indian farmers, but Japanese highest rates of suicides are in Japan.
Oh,
Also, so no, let's understand. So by counseling, why psychologists are required the way wise people like saints. I think they should like to advise people, give them hope,
Yes.
give them this path, give them the path, the right path. And why don't you try this? I will help you, like that kind of things.
Yes, sir. So
So it's good.
thank you, sir. Brainberg is based with my blessings of my Sadguru Swami Priyottamananda Maharaj. You have met him. And now I feel that actually your form is at enlightened part. So please bless us, sir, on this path of
No, I think
with the yoga of para and
Thank you.
apara vidya. So on
No,
this
human
yoga
service.
marga, please be with us.
We require both para and apara vidya.
Yes, sir.
The things. We require also the transcendental knowledge of spiritual
Yes.
knowledge. We also require the worldly knowledge, the practical knowledge. That's why the
Yes.
whole world has been created. I think
True. Very
otherwise,
true.
so both we require in a balanced way. And that's why I said, Krishna says that I'll give both, knowledge of both in 7th Adhyaya. I'll give remaining which nothing remains to be known. Only thing is that our complete education is focused only on apara vidya, not focused on para vidya. The transcendental or spiritual knowledge is very vast compared to the worldly knowledge.
yes.
Even if you look at the universe, if you look at our own mind, we are made by our mind, not our body alone. The body is important, of course. So you are exploring that field. So all the best.
Yes.
And whatever you learn, please share with me also sometimes.
Yes, definitely,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Thank you
Thank
very
you, sir.
much for your valuable time, and we hope our entire of our students, parents, and all the stakeholders in education and learning fraternity will be benefited with your insights. On behalf of Brainberg and the entire team, we thank you for your time and your insights. Thank you very much.
Thank
sir.
you, sir. धन्यवाद,
Thank you.
sir. हृदयपूर्वक धन्यवाद.
Thank you.